All right, let's go ahead and get started. And has anyone set up their website already? Angela has. All right, well, for those of you who are new or who don't know, we get a free website with Command through Keller Williams. It's branded to you. So if you've already set it up, this class might be kind of boring for you, but you might learn a couple things. So just keep that in mind. But really, this class is the basics on getting your marketing profile all set up with your information and then just getting your website live. And then kind of time permitting, we might go into adding a few extra pages. So you're welcome to, kind of split screen and try to follow along. But I find that if everyone's trying to follow along, it takes a little longer. So just keep that in mind. You might be better off just kind of watching and then going back to this recorded video on the YouTube channel and then setting it up at a later time. Share my screen. This. And then feel free to stop me if you guys have any questions as we're going. So just to start, this is how the website looks. It's pretty simple. It kind of looks just like any of the other real estate search sites like Zillow and Trulia. There's a big search bar on the front page where you can search for homes. And then if you click up here, this is your menu where you could add different pages. But to be honest, most people are just using it for the searching feature. And when people do use it, they can create accounts by going up to the top, or if they're searching and they try to save a home, it's just like on any search site, it's going to prompt them to create an account. And if they do create an account on your website, their contact information is going to go into your Command contacts. So it's a good way to capture some leads if you can start promoting your site for people to use. All right, so to get started, we're going to hop into Command, which I hope you all know how to log into Command, but it's agent.aw.com. And then the very first step is we're going to go up to the top right corner and click on our name. And then go down here to Settings. And then over here on the left side, we're going to go down to Connect Settings and then open up your marketing profile. So this is not only going to help with the branding of your website, but also when you go into designs to create flyers and social media graphics, you're going to pull in some of this information. So it's good to take some time to go through this marketing profile and make sure all your information is in there. You'll see up top here, we have a headshot and then a team logo, and they give you the recommended size of 360 by 360 pixels. So basically just a square photo. I don't think it has to be exactly 360 by 360, but that's a good size to go off of. And just real quick, in case anyone doesn't know how to create those custom sizes, you can go into designs down here on the left. And hopefully Command cooperates. I know with family reunion going on right now, there's a lot of traffic, so hopefully it will behave for us. So at the bottom right for design templates, we hit the blue plus sign to create a new one. And I'm going to go here to social and then hit next. And then what I would do is go up here to My Designs at the very top. And then you can start from a blank design. So basically you can create your own size. You just hit start right there and then hit custom size. And we saw there it was 360 by 360 under pixels. So we're under pixels right here. We'll just do 360, 360, and then create. And we have a couple different design classes that are uploaded on the YouTube channel. So if you haven't taken any of those, I would recommend watching them. So there's a lot you can do within designs. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to my images. And then if you need to add one, you can click on add at the top and just drag and drop or click it and go find your headshot or your logo. So this one, it's a vertical portrait logo or portrait headshot. So I'm just going to click use image and drag it in there. And then what I want to do is just make sure it covers this whole square and kind of center it. Sometimes it takes a second to get the quality, so hopefully this will work. And then at the very top, you can download it by hitting that down arrow. I'll do start download. This might be a low quality. We'll see how it goes. Does that make sense? Any questions on how to get a square headshot so it fits this on the marketing profile? Nope. All right, your team logo. So some of you might be new agents who don't have your kind of team branding yet, or you might choose just to never brand yourself as a team. And if that's the case for the team logo, what you can do is go on the National Association of Realtors website and download that little R logo. That's a good placeholder. Because on your website, you're going to see it pops up right at the top. And then at the very bottom of the page, you're going to see the logo again right next to your headshot in this little circle. So that's why it's important to have a square logo, because if you have a rectangular one, it gets cut off on the edges.
So, Kevin,
yes.
Since we're talking about logos, you're going to get to this next, I hope. So can you go back to your website?
Sure.
And right at the bottom where you have the Keller Williams, see even up here in your header and right here in your footer, your words are scaled right. But when it asks me to put in our logo in command, it makes it super tiny. You can't even read it.
Yeah, I've had some issues with that. So I'm going to, hopefully I'll be able to kind of troubleshoot it as we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I know sometimes it'll make it like super tiny.
Well, it doesn't give us much real estate to put it, but we have a really long logo, and then mine's scaled so you can't even read it.
Yeah, so let me, we'll get through this and then we'll try that out and hopefully it'll work for us.
Thank you.
All right, my details, this is pretty self-explanatory of your name, your license, your team. So if you don't have a team, you could just put, you know, realtor or real estate agent, but just keep in mind, whatever you put in team is going to show up as your menu title right here. So hopefully they fix that eventually because it's kind of confusing. I wish it would I'd rather it would say menu rather than have your team name there. Because at one point I was like, well, I'll just use menu as my team name. And it looked good at the top, but then I scrolled down here and it said Kevin Jackson menu. So I would probably just put, you know, realtor, real estate agent, or your team name. Professional job title. So I'm the director of operations on our team. Again, you could just use real estate professional if you're a solo agent. Your designations. or credentials. So that's like your ABR, your SRS, all those little designations you can get from the NAR. Or you can just leave it blank like I did. Your bio, so that's all your information. If you don't have a bio yet, I would suggest just going to Google and looking up some of the top real estate agents, go to their websites, get some inspiration, but take some time writing that. Strange noise. Down here, you have your phone number, the office phone number, office fax number, your email address, and then your website. So for now, you can leave your website blank if you want. That's really just for designs, because when we go through the website creation, that's when we're going to be able to choose our website URL. And then you have your market center information down here. It looks like, go ahead and change this back. This used to pull in and not let you edit it. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit mine. Market center office number, address, and our license number down here, which should be on your password sheet. And then down here, we have the legal footer information, which I've left mine blank. I don't believe there's any required information there, and I could be wrong about that. So I'll have to check with, Sherry and Kimberly and see if they have any information. But for now, I would just leave this section blank. There are some states where every single page of the website's required to have some kind of disclosure. But you'll see on ours, we already have the default. We're a franchise company, each office independently owned and operated. So that's kind of how I see the all the information we need to have on there. And then before we skip past it, so this is our Market Center brokerage logo. So you'll see it says 360 by 360 pixels, but you do not have to use that size. So I'm going to try this and hope for the best. Hopefully it will size correctly. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up a new tab here and go to kwconnect.com. I think that's the right website. And this is how we're going to download all of our logos. So we're going to go up top to resources, hover over that and scroll down to marketing towards the bottom. And then we're going to see this first box here, logos and branding. We're going to click on that. And then we're just going to scroll down. It's about halfway down the page to Market Center logos. And there's going to be a search bar right here. And you can either look up Atlanta North or our Market Center number, which is 178. So make sure if you do look up Atlanta North, you get the right one, because we also have a North Atlanta office. And then on the right side here, we're going to click on download. And then we're going to see the file pop up. It's a zip file, so hopefully you guys know how to open that up and then save it to your computer. Just hit extract all. Extract. All right, so now that we have these logos downloaded, we're going to go back in here to our marketing profile. And we're going to click on upload right underneath the logo. And then we're going to go to wherever we just saved these files. And I believe the one that I've used in the past is under this RGB file or folder. And then I click on this first one here. If we hover over it, we'll see that it's a JPEG file, 976 by 224. So it is a horizontal logo. It's not square like they said. Ooh. So that uploaded there. So we're going to see how it looks later. And sometimes it does take a little while for the logo to update. So hopefully it's going to load fast enough for us to see if that's the correct size. We can scroll down here and we're going to see our social, which are optional. But if you've created a business page, you could put your Facebook URL right here, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And when we go to our website, that's going to show up on the menu at the very bottom. So people can go check out our social media profiles. Underneath that, you have a few tracking options here. I'm not sure exactly how the Facebook Pixel ID works. I think you have to create your Facebook ad account and then somehow create a pixel through that so it tracks you. You say something, Pamela? All right, your Google Analytics ID. So if you've created a professional Google account, like a business account, you can create an analytics ID to track your website. And then you can go to the Google Analytics page to see like how many people have visited your website. I'm not going to dive deep into those. We do have some videos on them, but it's really not a crucial part of getting the website set up. It's just kind of an additional feature. And then your branded KW app link. I'll show you how to find that really quick. So we're going to go back into command. And on the very bottom tab here for consumer, I'm going to click there. And then at the top right corner, we're going to go to site and app settings. And then we're going to see this tab right here for URLs. And this app URL is going to be right here. So you can just copy and then go back and paste it right here. And then save at the bottom, and that's going to save your marketing profile. Any questions about that before we move on to the actual website? You guys all following me?
Hey, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Keith Gray. I regrettably signed on a little bit late. It looks like you might be recording this.
Yes, sir.
I'd just like to know how I can access that afterwards.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull that up. So what you can do is go to, we've created a shortcut URL. So quantrain.com. Keller Williams, Atlanta North, Quan, and then train is in training, but without the ing, quantrain.com. And that will bring you right to our office training channel on YouTube.
Okay.
And if you scroll through the videos, there's actually previous ones on this topic, but the new one will be up here as well.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I was late.
No, no worries. Let me grab my charger real quick. Wait just a second. All right, so moving on, no questions about the marketing profile? All right, so going on to the website creation, what we're going to do is go down to this bottom tab again, consumer. So this is where everything regarding your website and your consumer app live. So you'll see here at the top, we have landing pages. So landing pages are not actually on your website. These are just standalone pages where you can create them for like listings or pretty much anything you want. But again, it's not actually on your website. So I don't use them very frequently, but it is an option for you, and we have classes on that. Next tab is agent site pages. So once you've created your website, this is where you can kind of add and remove different pages from your website. So there's going to be all the different pages that you've created. And then your guide builder. So on your website and your app, there's a buyer's guide and a seller's guide. So if someone's on your app or on your website and they go and log in, go and show you how it looks real quick. It worked for me. So when a consumer creates an account on your website, this is how it's going to look. So up top here, you can go to the guide, and they'll be able to actually walk through the buying guide or the selling guide. And you can customize all the different sections of these. So however you run your business. Back on this guide builder, you can actually go in here and edit these. And again, this is kind of the more advanced part of the website, so I'm not going to dive deep into it. But it's a pretty cool feature to where if someone is working with you, they can go and, say they get pre-approved. They can go to this tab and put, I already have financing or get pre-approved through Keller Mortgage. And once they mark the steps as completed, it's actually going to show up in command that they've, gone through that process. So when you're working with a new client, if you do set up all these different stages, is a good way to kind of track where they are in the process. And then, so what we're going to do is at the top right corner within consumer, we're going to go to site and app settings. And then we're going to dive into these tabs after we actually set up the website, because this is where you can go and make some different changes. But if you don't have a website yet, what you're going to do is go to this top right corner to where it says Agent Sites Options. Or if you don't see that, you can click on Learn More with Kelly Guides. And that's going to open up this little page right here where it asks you what you want to do. And what we're going to do is select this first one to use a new KW agent website. And then we're going to hit submit at the bottom. And then basically this guide is just going to walk you through how to set up your website initially. So we're just going to hit get started at the bottom. And then acknowledge and continue. So on the left side here, we're just going to kind of see a preview of how the website's going to look. And on the right side is where we're actually going to go through and make all the different changes to set it up. So this first one is your subdomain. So your website is going to be something.kw.com. So here you just type something in, usually your name or your team name, and then do confirm, and it's going to let you know if that's already been taken. So for mine, I have a pretty common name, so this one's probably taken, but Kevin Jackson. Oh, I guess not. So kevinjackson.kw.com, we claim it, and it says congrats. And then we're going to go down here to the marketing profile information. So this is why it's important to go through your marketing profile up front like we did, because it's going to pull all that information in here. But if you do need to make any changes, now's a good time. So you have your name, your market center information, your team name. So again, this is what's going to show up at the top for your menu. You have your job title and your email, your phone numbers, and then your biography. You have your license number there. And again, this compliance legal footer information that I left blank. We have our market center license number and phone number. And we have another little compliance legal footer. So this is actually a link, like a hyperlink, just like on the bottom of our website. We have these different links you can click on for like fair housing. So that's already built in. So unless you needed to add something else, you can leave those blank. And then we have our imagery down here. So this is going to be our profile picture that we set up, our market center logo, and then our team logo. And then again, you have these social media links that are going to be in your menu. And then that KW app link, which should automatically pull in. And then we're going to hit save and continue at the bottom once that's all set up. Any questions on that last page? As long as you've set it up in advance in that marketing profile, it should be pretty much good to go.
But that logo, Kevin, came in as KW. Is that the way it's supposed to look?
So it
top
will
left?
actually show up like this once you save it. I think this is just kind of the placeholder logo.
Okay.
So it's not the best preview, but hopefully when it finishes, we'll be able to check it out and make sure it worked fine. Were you here when we downloaded the logo from KW Connect? All right. Your style and theme, I've never actually seen how both of these look. I don't think there's many changes. I've always just used the red theme, but there's really not much red on the website except for the logo that we uploaded. So I don't know if that was something that they wanted to do up front, but if you want to try the dark theme, you're welcome to see how it looks. You have your home page text. So we'll see here on the home page, I think I kept mine exactly how it is, but it's just what shows up over that search bar. So let's find your dream home. If you need some inspiration, you can try going to some of the other websites. Like, let's see what Zillow says. When you're ready for a change, we're ready to help. Discover a place you'll love to live. So, you know, something that makes them want to type something in and search for homes. And then your homepage hero images. So you can have up to 5 and it's going to cycle through them. So you'll see it kind of fades in and out. It comes with some default images, and if you want to change them, you can. It says the recommended size is 1200 by 1200. what I've found is, see, 1200 by 1200 would be a square, but if we look here and kind of scroll up and down, it's more of a rectangle. So 1200 is a good width, but I find that like 600 is kind of better. So basically like the size of a, when you get your pictures of a listing, that's kind of like roughly what it should be. So you can kind of play around with uploading some different images if you don't like the stock images, but the stock ones are totally fine too. And all you would need to do is click the little delete icon to get rid of one of the stock images and then just go and upload it. Let's try this out real quick.
So Kevin,
Yes, ma'am.
My subdomain, and I'm just going through all this,
Uh-huh.
has my old name, like when I started like years and years ago, but I got married about 3 years ago. So who do I have to see to change that?
So when you're going through this on that first page,
Mm-hmm.
it gave you a different subdomain.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Were you able to change it?
Well, I didn't want to try in case everything messed up with my accounts. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you can change it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would, go back to that first page and change it, and it should just swap everything over.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Of course. Let's see. So I just used a random listing photo. I just want to see how the sizing looks. Not sure if that went in there. Oh, it's uploading. Well, it's taken a while. Maybe it didn't like that picture. Try going back. We'll give this a second. If it doesn't work, there's another way to upload these. That's a little easier. So if you want to just go through this with the stock images, and then you can go back and change it later, that would work. All right, so I'm just going to skip past this. So at the bottom, we're going to hit save and continue. And then now we're at the part where we're gonna actually set up the different pages that come with the website. So when you first set it up, it's coming with 3 pages. So if we click on navigation at the top, we're gonna see what these pages are. So we're gonna have a company profile, an about us section, and then a contact form. So it's very basic, but really those are the important ones to have on there. So on this navigation, if you want to rearrange them, you can click and drag and set it up like that. And you could always do this later too. Then we're going to go to the search engine optimization. So this isn't a very crucial part, but basically the page title, so that's what's going to show up on your menu here. So that's the page title. And then you have your URL slug. So basically it's going to say, you'll see the example right underneath, kevinjackson.kw.com/. So that's what's going to be after your actual domain name. So for the company profile, you could keep it as is, or you could change it to /company or /about Keller Williams, something like that. And then SEO description. Excuse me. Go to Google real quick and give you an idea. Just look up real estate. So an SEO description, you'll see when you go to a search engine like Google, your SEO description is what shows up underneath the links. And it's kind of how search engines decide which websites go first based on what people look up. So you can go to Google and type in, you know, real estate team or real estate agent and kind of get some ideas of what to put here. But I wouldn't worry too much about it, because I've learned kind of that SEO isn't quite as crucial now. Like, I feel like when people are going to your website, they're going there because they saw your sign or they went to your social media and they clicked on it. You know, it's going to be hard for your website to appear above Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com and the millions of other search websites. So this is really more for you getting in front of people that you either know or want to convert to leads. That's just my opinion on it. There's probably some people crushing it with SEO that would disagree. But for this one, you know, real estate agent in Marietta, Georgia, something like that. And then we're going to go to this last tab here for content. So this is for the company profile page. So what I would recommend if you're brand new and don't have a team is talk about Keller Williams or our specific office, Keller Williams Atlanta North, because we're a great company and a great office. So you can kind of use our office as your team to talk about, you know, all the great things Keller Williams does. So your page header is what shows up right at the top here. And then you can change out this header image just by hitting this upload button. And again, it gives you that recommended size. Your intro paragraph shows up in bold right underneath. I actually set this up the other day just so I can test it out. But your intro paragraph, so, you know, something about Keller Williams. And then underneath that, you have these two different sections. So one of them, the picture's on the right, one, the picture's on the left. So you have a headline. So you could talk about, like, you know, Red Day or, you know, something specific with our office. Talk about what it is. And then you could add in a picture. Or if you want to keep it simple, you know, you could put a lot of text up here in the intro paragraph. That will be the main part of the page. And then you can go ahead and just leave these sections blank and it will get rid of them. Does that make sense? So I'll go ahead and type something in here just so we can see how it looks. Try my blurry headshot. And then I'll leave this second one blank so we can kind of see how it looks when it's left blank. And then you have your footer title. So what's at the bottom here? Now you'll see on every page of the website, regardless of which of the types of pages you use, at the very bottom, there's going to be a contact form. So for your footer title, you could say something like, you know, have a question, fill out the form below. Or again, you could leave that blank if you don't want anything at the bottom. And then once you have this page fully set up, you're going to hit continue. And just keep in mind that you can always go back and edit these pages at a later time. So you don't have to spend too much time initially setting it up. This is really just to get your website live. That way you can go look at it. And then when you actually go back to make changes, it's pretty easy. So this next page we go to is the About Me page. So again, you have your search engine optimization. I like to change it to about your name rather than about me. And then your description there, again, you know, real estate agent. And then click on content. And again, this is all going to pull in from your marketing profile. But you have your page title, which is right underneath your headshot. So you will notice this page compared to that last page, they're kind of formatted differently. The last one had a big horizontal header at the top. This one just has your little circular headshot. So they're just kind of set up a little bit differently. You have your page title and then your title, so real estate agent. You have your bio title, so right underneath, the bio title is going to be on the left here, and then you're going to have your bio right underneath it. So you can go in here and make changes if you want. And then at the bottom, it's going to have a little contact section here where they're actually clickable links. So if someone's on your website and clicks phone, like if they're on their mobile phone, if they click your phone number, it's going to call. If they click email, it's going to open up whatever their email provider is. And then that's it on that page. So we hit continue. Any questions about this? All right, so this last one is the contact us page. So it's pretty self-explanatory. This search engine optimization, again, you have your page title, which what shows up on the menu, your URL slug. You might do contact us or just contact. Your SEO description. And then you have your content. So the content, you just have your page header and your intro paragraph. So that's what shows up at the very top. And then you can set up a message hint. So it's going to show up right here in the message box to kind of show people, you know, what should they put in this message box. So I think I used something similar to what was right on there. Let's see here. Yeah. So I'm not sure what it said by default, but you know, it's just to kind of show people what they should put in the message. And if they fill this out, it's going to go into your command and you're going to see the message that they put in this box. And then again, you have your phone number and email at the bottom. And we do save and continue. Any questions about that? All right, so on this page, so now we've pretty much set it up. You'll see it says your site will automatically launch within moments. What would you like to do now? So you have some options down here. Frequently asked questions. So that might be a good one if you want to go and kind of learn more about the different things you could do. What I'm going to do here is go to my site settings. See where this takes me. Looks like it just brought me to the home page. So that didn't do much. So what we're going to do is go back down here to the bottom to the consumer tab. And then I'm going to go up here to agent site pages. So we'll see here, let's see, here 16th. Looks like it hasn't saved on here yet. But your pages that you just created should show up here. And you should be able to view them by clicking on that little eyeball icon, and it'll bring you to the website. But what I'm going to do is go up here to Site and App Settings, where we were before. I just wanted to show you real quick these different tabs on the home page here. So you can easily make changes that we just set up. So you have your agent site hero text. So that's right above that search bar. You can swap out these images. So go ahead and try this again real quick. See if this one works. Doesn't look like it's going in. Maybe it doesn't like that size. But anyway, right there is where you can add in those pictures that cycle through on the home page. And then your download app landing page. Oh, it worked. So we'll see how that looks. Your download app landing page. So it looks like there's just default text there. But you could say download my app. And this is only actually if you go and create that landing page for your mobile app download. But you can create a page on your website, which if we have time, I'll get into. And there's also videos where I've gone into kind of creating some extra pages rather than those 3 that it comes with. See if I can move you guys. All right, and then virtual tours. So that's like if you have a listing and you want to add a virtual tour link, you can go and select a listing and add in that hyperlink. And then at the bottom, you have save changes. Next tab, we have URLs. So this is where we were before. This, Pamela, is where you could also go and change your subdomain if you want. So kevinjackson.kw, we'll keep it as is. And save that. Your featured listings here. So you have your headline. So where this shows up, we have any featured listings right now. All right, so on the home page, if you scroll down, we're going to see featured listings here. So you can go in and pick listings that you want featured on the home page. So especially if you have your own listings, you might want to feature them. And if you don't have your own listings, then go find some really cool ones to feature. So to do that, you just have your headline here. So featured listings. Looks like I froze up a little.
Kevin, do you have to have them specifically, or can you set up a search to just pull in some?
Yeah, so I'll show you when you go to select, but you can use any listing. It doesn't have to be your own.
Right, but it's a manual process, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get rid of some of these. I did something that I didn't like.
So Kevin, on this, can we use, like if we have a listing and it sells, do we have to like take it off, or does it go off, or so it's not interactive?
Yeah, I think once it sells, it will automatically be taken off.
Okay.
Because I think our website doesn't show sold data at this time. So it's really just for active and under contract. So back on this feature listing page, if I go to select listings, up here at the top right, sometimes even if you have listings, this tab just doesn't work right. So I always change it to, tell me I'm frozen again. This tab does not like me right now. We're going to try something else here. All right, so I opened up an incognito tab. Hopefully it's gonna fix my issue. I haven't cleared my cache on my browser in a while, so that might be what's causing the issue. We will see what works. Featured listings. Oh. All right, there we go. Looks like it's working now. So you go to select listings. And then go to all listings rather than just your own listings. And then you can search here at the top. You know, whatever the address is, and then you would just hit select, and it's going to pull that in there. And then you just go to the bottom and save changes. I don't actually want to save that one. I'll get rid of that. And then theme here. So this is where we chose between red and black. So you can go and change it if you want to see how it looks. And then this last tab here for agent site pages. So if you just set yours up, you should only have about 3 pages. Your about the company, about me, and then the contact form. So from here, you can go and rearrange them just like before. Or if you click on them, you can go in and add and edit the page title, the URL, or the SEO description. And then once you've gone and created different pages, what you can do is hit these 3 dots on the right side and do select page. And you'll be able to choose from the different pages that you've created. And then you just hit save to save it. So let's see, I'm going to try going to this website I just created to see if it has loaded yet. And it looks like it has. So was that, Angela, is that you who asked about the logo size? So it looked like that one worked. I don't know if you tried it as well.
I did, and it worked. So you just ignore the size parameter that it gives you, and it's much
Yeah,
better.
it's definitely misleading. If you go 360, it's like super small. So yeah,
It
for that
doesn't
one,
work.
just upload the regular logo and it should work fine. I'm not sure about the team logo, if it can be bigger, but
No, not really. It needs to be there, which the scale's not great, but
yeah.
you know, what can you say? But that helped a lot. Thank you. It just didn't
Good.
look very professional.
Good. So yeah, we got, I guess, our basic website set up, and I had already created one, so I have all these other pages, but at the bottom are the ones that I had just set up. So we'll see this company profile one. A second to load there. So that's actually not the one I just created, but there's a good example of I used that first section here and then I left the second one blank, so there's nothing underneath. And the scrolling's kind of funky because when you get down to a certain point, it pulls up this contact form. But it works much better on like a mobile phone. It's just kind of weird the way it works on a computer. All right, back here. So we covered all these tabs. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I wanted to show you kind of how it works if you want to go create a different page. So what we're going to do is click on this top tab for agent site pages. And then we go up to the top right here to create a new page. And then you'll see we have two options here. So on the site page, or on the agent site, this is what we just created. So this is going to show up on your menu. And then the landing page are those standalone ones that aren't actually on your website. So we're going to do on my agent site and then create page. And you're going to see here, we have some options on the right side. So we have the team and the agent profile. So team, if you have a lot of agents on your team, you might want to have a page that kind of features them all. Agent profile is what we just set up. So that's this one with the little headshot. Company profile is the other one we just set up. So a good, easy one to add to your page is this download my app. So you just click on it and drag it over here. And then you go to the bottom here and configure widgets. So again, I have classes kind of going into some of the different pages you can add, but this is just a really quick and easy one just to add another page to your website. So it pulls in some information here, your headline, download the app, subtext goes right underneath. And then you have a button at the bottom where it's going to automatically pull in your app URL and have a button there. At the very top left is where you can name the page. So this one I might want to do, app download. And then click on save and apply at the bottom and then save changes at the top. And it's going to ask you if you want to go to the site and app settings to actually publish it. So this is where we were before, where you have all your different pages. So then you would just go down here to add page. It's at the very bottom of the left side. And we're going to see this page that we just created. You just select it and then click continue. And then we're just going to fill out this information like we did before. So the page title, we'll say search app. Seo description, whatever you want to put there. And then click save. And then we're going to see when we go back to our website. I set it up on this one. So now at the bottom here, we have this search app page. So if someone's on their phone and clicks on download app, or if they're on their computer, this is where it brings you to this kind of landing page on how to download the app. So it's branded to you. And there's a little promo video there. Any questions about that? I know we went kind of fast today, and there's a lot of different things you can do with these websites. You just have to take the time to add the pages. But really the important part, like the best part about the website is on this home page where people can go and search. Let's see. Because they've really built a phenomenal platform for searching and saving homes and doing all that stuff. So not too many people are going to go through all your different little pages that you have on the website. They just want the information about the home they're trying to look up. So once you have your website created, go in here, create an account kind of as a consumer and just play around with it, kind of learn some of the different features. That way you can teach your clients and people that you send your website to, about all the things that it has to offer. Even like draw little pictures. All right. Any questions? Ooh, is that cool? Feeling good? All right. Well, if there's no questions, I will go ahead and wrap this up, and I'll upload this video to our YouTube channel today, so you can go back and watch it. Actually, before I leave real quick, I want to show you. So I talked about going to quantrain.com. And that's going to bring you to our YouTube channel. If you go here to the playlist.
There's somebody else.
Southern. So we have this Quan training playlist, or command training, sorry. And you'll see on here on the right side, you can go through. So there's actually how to set up your site, the one I did last year. And then we have this one, this KW website customization. So that was one I did last year, where I think we add like 4 or 5 pages to the website. So that's a good one to watch. And there's just a lot of good info on there, like about the app. And yeah. Good deal. Any questions, comments? All right, guys. Well, thanks
Kevin,
for coming. Yep.
sorry, I have one quick question. I had, when I first became an agent, I had bought a GoDaddy domain that just says needaloose.com. And a while back, when we had all the other platforms for our websites, it used to just be Needaloose, and it would stay Needaloose.
Yeah.
Now I think with command, because I had some issues with my website, and I had a meeting with Scott Hardy, and he said that it's no longer going to stay that way.
Yeah.
Is that ever going to
unfortunately not.
change?
I'm not sure if it's going to change. I hope so, because that was a really nice feature.
Yeah, because on all my marketing, it says needaloose.com, but now it's, you know what I mean? It's not even the.
It doesn't stay, like, I think it's called like masking. But that said, you can keep needaloose.com on your marketing. Like we keep psjackson.com.
Right.
And it kind of reroutes them. So, you know, someone might notice and be like, oh, that was weird. But yeah, unfortunately for now, we can't. I don't know if that's coming in the future. I hope so.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for the class.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome, Neil.
Okay.
You guys have a good day, and just let me know if you have any questions.